Albuquerque painter Richard Hogan is interested in the initial impulse of marking the canvas.
I sometimes think of myself as a realist, but only in the sense that I'm interested in the reality of the painting as an actual object. I want the canvas and the paint and the reality of this thing to be very important. I think in terms of space, and color is an element that activates the space. I can feel the way the space moves on the canvas in my body. The light, the color, the vastness of the landscape of New Mexico is a big part of why I'm here. I hope it's in my work. In a certain sense, my work is very simple. It's visual, and I want people to look at it without preconception, without looking for a narrative or something to hold on to, but just to open up to it visually, to use a soft focus, see the whole thing, and let it come to you, and to feel it in that body sense. In the mid-1970s, I became very confused about what I was doing. I was doing work I considered derivative. I couldn't find my own voice or my own vision. I started thinking of sculpture, which is something I'd always wanted to do. The first actual piece of sculpture I made consisted of 6-foot aluminum rods that I twisted into simple forms and leaned against a wall. One day, I took 3 of them and leaned them against a canvas, a blank canvas on my painting wall. And the shadows formed colored lines. I was getting light sources from multiple angles. It just suddenly hit me that I was a painter and I wanted to paint lines. I think epiphany is the right word. I just suddenly saw a place to start. I realized it was mine. It wouldn't look like anybody else's work. My interest was always just that first impulse. What I realized when I saw the shadows of the lines on canvas was that I could make paintings that were just that simple. The 1970s was an interesting time in Albuquerque. For me, there was a small group of artists who were very important to me. There was an awareness on our part that we were doing something different than had happened in Albuquerque before. That kind of exchange with other artists is really important. It's why the major cities tend to be the art centers. But I think New Mexico is an amazing place. The culture itself is critical in that it's unusual in this country to have a place where 1,000 years of civilization is present. New Mexico is like that. I don't know of any place else in the United States like that. And the landscape itself is a constant reminder of time also, in that it's a landscape that shows the bones of all of the processes that have occurred over millions of years. The way things look in New Mexico light, the intensity of it, the way it affects space. In my work, there is also bits and pieces of every place I've been, maybe particular colors or effects of light. Things from my childhood, I loved being up in trees. My friends and I spent our free time up in trees and out in the woods. And I can remember being up high in a tree and looking out through the forest and just loving the light, this flickering. And the way I would look at it is a kind of soft focus where I would see this whole thing with all of this energy going on. And I think that experience is part of why my paintings are like they are. What I'm given to do is to put color and line on canvas and hope that that makes people understand something about how beautiful I find the world, the universe. It specifically comes out of being here in New Mexico, but I've found every place I've ever been to be beautiful. To me, it's the essence of things, and the reason I make paintings is to show people and hopefully to make them understand, as I do, how beautiful everything is.